Hey Scooby, it's Scott. Scooby 525, I think. I thought I'd just videotape my response to you. As you can see, I mentioned that direct marketing was one thing that I thought would be a really good thing for what you're talking about. It sounds like that's what you're doing already, and I think that's a wonderful thing. As far as giving some advice to what you're doing different, I don't know that I have much to offer because I talked about the direct marketing aspect, and I think that's what you're pretty much doing for the most part. So I would probably keep just trying to hit that home. If you already have the professional design, as you mentioned, that's a great thing. I think as you read my post, that's the one thing that I think was pretty important. The one thing I guess that came to my mind regarding the fact that you've changed some of your clientele over the years or recently or whatever is that maybe what you should try to do is do what's called internal marketing, and that may or may not be something you're familiar with, but internal marketing to me is doing some marketing that is in your place, meaning that when the people are there, you can maybe display some things on your TVs, putting some of your own posters up inside of your place, having your staff talk about things, obviously wearing T-shirts or whatever it takes to get the word out internally. Because I guess my feeling is once they're in your place, you want to let them know what's going on, and if that's the type of clientele that you're trying to reach anyway, then it's probably just going to be easier and obviously the least expensive or costly once they're already there to just tell them about what's going on. In talking about that, that also brings me to the question that was brought up about how do you wow somebody, or what is the wow factor. And the wow factor, in my opinion, is that factor that people remember when they come to a place. And it can be anything, and I know that everybody will have their own interpretation of it. But to me, it's a lot of just the simple basics, and that comes to having really good service, being friendly, being polite, smiling, and being attentive, and then also being informative. Again, going back to the marketing aspect of your business, talking about your promotions, talking about your specials, knowing what when happy hour is and what things are on sale if you have any sales. God forbid, I know in this economy, as you mentioned, you may have to try to lower your pricing a little bit to try to attract a crowd. But at the same time, I think that if you're looking for that crowd that is more professional and higher end, discounting things may not always be the way to go. You may want to focus more on what your place does well, and try to really hit that home. Again, I'm not saying that lowering prices or maybe offering some sort of discount isn't going to work, because a lot of times it does. But at the same time, I've done some reading on some other forums that I've been involved in as well. And I know the one thing that they talk about is running so many discounts or promotions or specials or whatever that before you know it, you start to devalue your business. And that's obviously one thing you don't want to do, especially in your case where you're trying to get the value of your business up and get the more valuable guests in there. So I just be careful about lowering the prices. Again, this is just my opinion, and you can obviously do whatever you want. But it sounds like you're doing a lot of the good things already. When you talked about going to the local salons or some of the local businesses, the banks, whatever else, those are the types of things I was going to mention anyway. So it sounds like you're on the right track, and you're asking for some advice or some other innovative ideas. I'm sorry, the ones that I've talked about, I guess that's the ones that I have at this point. Um, Texting and emailing, whether it's Facebook or MySpace or whatever. Obviously, that's something else you can do, but at this point, with a party that's so short notice, you might not have enough time to get something involved, or get something together on MySpace or Facebook. So you may just want to, as I mentioned, and as you're doing, just try to do more of that direct marketing, because again, you're going to focus right directly to the people that you want to come into your establishment. Um, just my thoughts. I guess hopefully more people will come in and give their opinions as well.